Welcome back, everybody, to the Backstage Boys podcast, episode number 86. This is Trent, along with my co-host
Basil,
and we're here to talk about I don't know. It's open forum, kind of. I
ask
structured
questions.
a little.
I don't care.
I
Dude,
mean, I
this is
kind of
just-
structured it. If you look at the title, I kind of did structure it. I was like, what do we talk about today? And I was like, oh, you know what we could talk about? We could talk about how the Chicago Indies are coming back. There's been some announcements this week, so I figured we could talk about that, and then we could talk about, like, I don't know, food, favorite color, shoe size,
Blue.
get to know you.
11.5 wide.
11 and a half, huh?
Yes, sir.
Blue is your favorite color. It's a Backstage Boys color. Blue.
Blue's always been my favorite color.
What
Obviously.
else?
Clear.
Favorite food, Basil? Favorite
Steak.
Food? Steak. You do cook a good steak. That's for sure. Steak. What else? Favorite pizza topping. That's the one question people don't ask.
Oh, do you know what? This is I like Italian beef.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I do like spinach on my pizza.
Spinach on pizza is good. How about people
Spinach on pizza is
listening?
Amazing.
How about people listening? What's you guys' favorite pizza topping? That's a good question. Nobody asked that question.
Nobody does.
Like you hit on a girl, you're like, hey, what's your sign? Where do you go to school? What do you do for a living? Right? Fuck all. It's like, what's your favorite pizza topping? Like, who's your least favorite character on Lost? Did you watch which Law and Order did you watch? Was it
Mushroom
SVU?
on pizza, Matt?
Dude, mushroom on pizza is great.
I'm not a. Do you know what as I've gotten older, I've grown to accept mushrooms in certain situations a little bit more because I was super anti-mushroom. Like my sister hates mushroom, hates it. Like, so me and her, a lot of our eating habits with what we don't like is the same. And then there's some other things that are just super random that me and her both don't agree on.
Interesting. No, mushrooms a good pizza topping, man.
I'm a mushroom in my stir fry guy. I can deal with that.
All right, yeah, mushrooms good in stir fry. But I'm telling you, these are the pickup questions, these pickup lines you got to ask women. You ask them that. You ask them which version of Law and Order they watch. You don't like. That's what I want to know. Like, if she watches SVU, she's fucked up, but she's gonna be cool for like the first year, right? Yeah. Regular Law and Order, it's like you're boring. You watch regular Law and Order from like 1990, like the basic Law and Order. Forget that shit. Who's your least favorite character on Lost?
It's SVU. It's
SVU. But she's gonna go nuts in like a year after if you watch SVU, because then all that shit gets in their brain. You know what I'm saying? Gets in the brain. How to fucking kill you and get away with it for like 45 minutes until they get caught.
That's it.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk a little bit, guys. We're gonna talk about so we had some announcements in Chicago. Warrior Wrestling, AAW, full schedules announced for the year. I wouldn't say Warriors is the full schedule, but AAW released the full year schedule, which has been awesome and very exciting to see. So we'll talk about that.
We even got freelance coming back.
Have they announced already?
So it's like a freelance on. It's mainly going to be like a freelance underground type thing.
Okay.
But they're doing a show that's airing April 8th or something like that. Or April 3rd or something.
Well, 3rd is AAW. I wouldn't think they'd do that.
It's airing April 9th at 3 p.m.
Okay. Zach, you're saying those questions, my pickup lines is why I had such a short marriage. Look at that. Just saying. No wonder. That's what it was the whole time. Fuck. Well, I'm about to crack open this non-alcoholic beer and have a great time. Basil, look at this. I got a beer. It's a non-alcoholic beer. Big Drop Brewing. Have you heard of Big Drop Brewing Company?
No.
It's Galactic Extra Dark. It's very interesting. It's a non-alcoholic. They craft.
Wait, let me see that label real quick.
It's really interesting. A little pricey.
Wait.
Big Drop
contains less than 0.5% alcohol by volume.
0.5, which means this. Check this out. Ready? You know what that means? When I went to the Budweiser tour, I asked them what that means. I'm like, what does it mean when it's 0.5%? She goes, you know what it means? When you do that, it's gone. And I'm gonna drink it out of a wine glass. How about that?
Goblet.
It's a wine goblet. So it's a very dark brew. But yeah, man.
I mean, wrestling is like back in full force. It feels great, personally, for me to be traveling again. Like, because I go back to AEW tomorrow, actually. And then, so I'm there this week for tapings. We got Warrior Wrestling coming back. Warrior is I can't keep track of these dates right now. We have Warrior Wrestling back on Saturday, June 5th.
Mm-hmm.
AAW is back Saturday, April 3rd, if I
April
remember
3rd,
correctly. And then we
April
got
3rd and 24th. We have
and the
two in April.
24th. And then Freelance is airing on April 9th. And then Zello just announced their return to Turner Hall. That is going to be Saturday, May 1st.
I'm puzzled by Zello. This is me talking strictly, not even as an AAW like competitor type thing. It's more like I'm very puzzled. Turner Hall is an expensive building to run.
It's a very expensive building to run
But
out of.
their draw doesn't like they don't have that kind of following. That's what I just can't figure out. Like I can see if they had the following, but they're still so new, and they're not even Chicago or Milwaukee based anymore. And I'm like, what? Like I don't know how that justifies. And I don't know, maybe they worked the deal out, but that's a huge building to unnecessarily run. I don't know why run that size. Number one, you can only do what? What's Milwaukee at right now? Or Wisconsin? Are they 40% too? What are they at?
Milwaukee is, I think 50, maybe.
They're 50,
I don't know.
But still, for that building, it's a big building, man.
It's a very big building.
It's expensive. It's an expensive goddamn building, though. That one hurts. Like
that's a very expensive building.
When you go to a show at Turner Hall, it's like your ticket's $20, but it's like there's a historic building fee, there's a printing fee, there's a ticket fee, there's a ticket taker fee, there's a something else, and then like a Milwaukee tax, and then there's like a breathing tax. Like a $20 ticket turns into $35. Like no joke, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like too much. I'm like, what the fuck? But I don't know. I mean, it is. Forget that though. It's cool that everything's coming back little by little. 40% is not too bad. 40-50% is pretty good, considering everything. So with that, we were able to we literally scheduled an entire year, the rest of the year at AAW, which is like,
yeah, you guys announced like 30 dates.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, wait, what? We're doing what now?
I know when I saw the when you guys posted the calendar for the year, I was like, there's some two a months. Like this feels like 2017 all over again.
2017, I think on
or
record,
no, 2018. That's the year.
18 was probably one of the most wildest years that we've ever worked in indie wrestling. Like you a lot with photos, but man, just AAW alone in 2018 was ridiculous. Like top of the fucking world.
When I saw how like when because we counted back how many shows we did that year, and it was almost 30. It was like 20. I want to say 25 or 26.
Yeah,
that we did in 2018. I can't remember, but I was just like, wow, that was a lot. I mean, we were just some young bloods.
Dude, I mean, it was, but it was fun. It was so exciting. It was like the amount of talent. Like, if anybody here, honestly,
I love how it looks like you're in an earthquake right now. Typing.
Oh, I'm typing.
It's
just
fantastic.
shaking.
You're like,
did you see? Wait, total sidebar. Apparently,
at New Japan.
And it was during the Fin Juice match, right? Like they shook hands or something.
Fin Juice. That was it was Ibushi, Kenta. It was Bullet Club. It was Jay White and Ibushi, or Jay White and Kenta versus Ibushi and someone else. They had a 7.0 earthquake that registered in the middle of the match. They stopped everything. Like the camera shook because the whole building was shaking.
I heard it happened right when they shook hands. Was that true?
No. That was like completely in the middle of the match.
Okay.
And they had to turn the lights on because they saw the lights shaking. And then Jay was in the middle of the ring, and he was just like, what the fuck? And then he gets out of the ring, and then they restarted everything like 20 minutes later.
Have you ever been in an earthquake?
I have not. So
I haven't either.
No,
I've never have, and I'm like, man, I wonder what that feels. Has anybody in the chat been in an earthquake? I'm curious. I don't know, like I've been to California a bunch, but like in LA, they don't really get them really, right? I mean, it's
Mm,
not that common. I heard they get like little ones, like little rumblings. Like remember we had a couple here and like they happened. They were so light though, like in our areas, but like I don't know, they apparently happened in Illinois a couple of times years ago, but like not even registering.
I
I
can't
never
remember.
I wonder what that feels like. I mean, interesting. but um
We just
but
get snow.
we
Like
get a lot of snow.
it's like every 10 years we just get a major snowstorm.
Yeah. Hmm.
So,
But no, I mean going back to the indies, AAW announced, a Warrior Wrestling announced their stadium series. Like I said, Zello Freelance announced a comeback. It's going to be slow because you're not going to get the wildness of having full crowds. But there's going to be content. That's the big thing, right? Like just these promotions putting out content. Like we haven't had content in forever. And it's like,
yeah.
damn, just getting content is going to be like, wow, fresh stuff. This is great, you know? So um, it's crazy, man. I mean, we've gone a long time without a regular schedule. Like AAW did the 3 shows and we got shut down again.
Yeah.
But that was when did Freelance? What was their last show? I mean, not counting the GCW like
No,
showcase,
no, no. Well, technically collective, but before the collective, it
like
was February
like their own
last
show.
year. I think it was
February.
I think it
Wow.
was February was the last. It might have been early March or now I have to go to Cage Match.
Yeah, because I don't think they attempted to run even when we had like the like the small opening. Remember, like late last year, like fall, Chicago tried opening up, right, a little bit, and that's when AAW ran a few shows. But I don't think Warrior did anything. Like, so I don't think anybody. And then I'm sorry, Freelance did anything. Warrior did the Stadium Series, and then they stopped. So that was it. Like, I think the last indie running in Chicago was AAW in November,
It was March 6th,
March, week before the shutdown.
week before, and I shot that show too, I believe.
Did you? Yeah, because the week after was it Epic for AEW?
Yeah, it was epic. It was it was supposed to be the 14th, I think. I think it was supposed to be a
Because
Saturday.
we moved it up a month. Epic. We moved it up from April to March that year. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it. So we like terrible, man. What a fucking terrible time to be. But
The one thing I remember is I see the email.
mhm.
Like I remember watching, it was during Dynamite, and then I see the email that says NBA's canceled. And then
That was it.
I was just like, fuck, that's it. It's over.
Well,
Like
here
we're literally living in a real life Space Jam movie when that happened. It's the scene from Space Jam where everybody
yeah.
in the NBA just goes crazy. Like,
We
you know what we should focus on also? I mean, it's been a year of COVID.
a year like yeah, right now. That's a year. Holy shit.
Dude,
Wow.
this time last year, Trent and I were watching Tiger King over
Tiger King.
FaceTime.
That's right. We watched it over
We watched
FaceTime.
every episode together over FaceTime. Like we had to choreograph coordinate this because you were still working from home.
I've been working from home since.
No, but
So, yeah.
like you didn't stop. Like there was no break period for you.
Yeah, oh yeah, there was none.
And then I don't remember. I think that's because we kind of got into Tiger King a little bit later. I think
Mhm.
it was like a week later. I think we got into it.
Yeah, because the first thing I heard about it was Mance tweeted. He's like, "Yo, yeah, yo, this Tiger King's the most fucked up shit I ever seen." I read all of Mance's tweets in his voice. That's the funniest thing. Like I literally read every one of Mance's tweets in that in his fucking voice. It's some fucked up ass shit. So like, I was like,
Fucked up ass
and it
shit.
was like trending that Saturday. Like it was trending. Like what the fuck is this? Then you were like, dude, we gotta watch this. um, it's worth anybody in the chat. I see a couple of them like Matt and everything. It's so ridiculous. You just have to watch it for how ridiculous it is. Like once you watch one, you can't stop. But yeah, you're right, Basil. We were watching Tiger King painting, no wrestling, and we're like, cool, man. be done in 2 weeks. This shit's gonna be solid in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back. But yeah, that sucked.
I mean, and you know what's like, because I just saw the tweet that Tony Khan put out about this Wednesday. There's a crazy trios match: Bucks and Cutler versus Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah,
fucking
Laredo.
yeah. I love Laredo Kid.
Love Laredo Kid.
He actually tweeted his match with Ace Austin from the Lineham 2019 a couple days ago.
Oh, nice.
Do you remember that match?
Of course I did.
You shot. I mean, you shot it. Yeah.
Lineums are like, I'm kind of worried that this year I can't shoot the Lineum because of if what's going on with AEW, because it's the same weekend as All Out.
Oh, well, we did that
So-
before. That's how we did it before, right?
Well, but I don't know if All Out's going to be in Chicago this year.
Oh, that's right.
So if
yeah.
All Out is in Jacksonville,
Come on, Biden, get that July 4th date and just open the doors, baby. Just do
because
that July.
they announced a bunch of dates in September. AAW,
Dude, people have been announcing dates with a lot of confidence lately. I've noticed that.
because their vaccine is out, baby.
I mean, it is out. Shit, I mean, I gotta say, like President did say, 4th of July is like a target date, right? I'm like, that seems very feasible to me. The way the vaccine's rolling out right now, honestly.
Yeah.
I was watching the news last night. It's like in Chicago, they're vaccinating 96,000 people a day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. I mean, by this rate, God, your fucking dog can get it by July 4th. Shit,
know. Yeah.
So, no, but I think you're right though. I've been seeing a lot of dates. Not just them, like concerts too. Like bands are putting out dates for the fall, full like tour schedule type dates. I'm like, I think there's a confidence in the fall, which is cool. So we'll see where it goes. But yeah, it's a year, Basil. It's crazy to me. Thankfully we all made it, right? I mean, everybody
We did.
here.
I mean,
Yeah.
we made it through. Well, for us personally, we're not speaking on it or everybody,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
Don't wanna seem rude or
We
anything.
made it through healthy. I feel like without COVID, I wouldn't have had the opportunities that I had this past year.
Things came of it.
I felt like I made a lot of good choices based off of not other people's decisions, but it was just the right timing with everything, and
Mm-hmm.
just fortunate. I know you're a lot happier working from home.
I love working from home. I so many good things, man. Like I got more creative. The pod's built up. I got better shape. I lost 20 pounds. I was like, things have been like so many good things came of it. Like a cooking game went up, and just organizing my life and house.
Dude, if your cooking game did not increase this past year, you failed COVID completely.
And
Like Matt Spain over here, he's freaking baking a whole. He can open up his own bakery.
Matt, I really want to try some of his baked goods, man. I mean, it's amazing.
Remember, if you come to that AAW show, we got you no matter what. I don't care.
Yes.
I'll take heat. I'll take heat on this one. I don't care. I'll be like, yeah, he's my guest. I don't give a fuck.
Delicious baked goods.
Delicious baked goods.
But I'll tell you what, man, it's there's good things that came out. Your career advancement, the stuff you did at Impact, like there was a lot of connections you made.
There was a lot. I mean, fuck. I mean, I'm very proud of my Impact work last year.
I mean, you should be. It was fantastic work. It was a fantastic run. And just the things you did with the company, the experiences you guys did as a team down there.
Yeah.
I got to see it. And I was fortunate enough. I mean, I was so lucky and happy I got to go down for Bound for Glory. The only non-payroll person at Bound for Glory.
pretty much.
So I was like, that's kind of cool. I was like, the only the attendance thing just says one on Wikipedia. It's me.
John Burton was there. Chill.
That's right. John was. Well, John got paid.
But we got when John was literally the only audience member that we had at Slammiversary.
Slammiversary. It's
And he was
awesome.
just, it was like me and Kevin are trying to run because he was just sitting directly on hard cam, so he can't be seen. So me and Kevin are just trying to run past him for 4 hours or whatever it was the entire time.
I love John Burton, man. What a cool guy.
Dude, John's so dope.
He's like so cool. And
Very,
he's
very
jacked to the
cool.
fucking gills, by the way. Like that dude can step in the ring tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, just that experience alone, I think, was one of the best experiences I've ever had professionally, as a fan. Just friend bonding, more friendships. I mean, and that would not have happened to that degree. Like I've been backstage at Impact shows. I've met all those people, but the way that happened, got to help out with segments. Like I learned so much in 3 days, and it's like that never would have happened without this whole situation.
Yeah, dude. I
So
mean, I legitimately was like thinking it's like, okay, I don't know if I'll ever work AEW again, and then here we are.
it's incredible, man.
Like I'm thankful for everything. Like I'm very, very thankful. Like personally, professionally, and my shoot job, I changed that. Like
Hmm.
without COVID, I don't know if any of that would have been possible, to be honest. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say like COVID was amazing. Like, I'm so happy. Like, I'm
Right,
not
right.
trying to portray that at all. I just am very happy that I took advantage of the opportunities that were granted to me.
Dude,
So,
you have to, given these situations. I mean, I think for artists talking about pro wrestling, even if you're a pro wrestler and you didn't like find ways to up your game during the downtime, like work on your gear, your body, your promos, your social media, your promotional material, your merchandise, if you didn't utilize that time to do this, you wasted it. I think you wasted a really good down period to get all that shit racked up. Like your pro wrestling tee store should have been packed. Your photo
we
buckets and
opened up a
whatever the
pro
fuck.
wrestling tee store.
We opened ours during this time. Do that stuff. Utilize your time.
Hey, we turned this into a video podcast.
That's true. We went live during this time. That's pretty cool.
It's like now I can't imagine doing the podcast not like this.
Yeah. And I want to address something in the chat. Like we're not trying to downplay how hard it was for people on the front line. That's not what we're trying to say here. We understand that.
And
Um,
RK Shuttleworth, just FYI, Trent's girlfriend is a nurse
she's a nurse.
who got COVID.
Yeah,
Like
she got COVID.
we are if there's anybody who understands the risks and the emotional shit that we've all gone through, both Trent and myself, like we know, like we Trent and I literally talk every single day, and
Yeah.
just the emotional roller coaster that we've gone through because of COVID has been it's been so many ups and downs, man. Like not seeing family for weeks or months at a time that we went through.
Dude, the worst thing was my dad's birthday. Almost like right smack dab in the beginning of it. And I had to, and because in the beginning we were like, so we didn't know. They made it sound like you can get it from the
No, I
fucking
mean
envelopes.
we didn't know. We just we it was better to be safe than sorry.
Right. And I didn't want to risk it. I literally had to, on my dad's birthday, I had to sit on the patio, distance from my dad, and couldn't hug him on his birthday. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this sucks. So, yeah, everybody went through this shit, obviously, and it sucks. But I'm so glad that things are changing. They're moving. We've found ways as people to strengthen bonds. People finding the best in this time was my favorite thing. Like knowing people I know who found the best out of it, given a hard situation. That's awesome. And again, like just relating it to the subject matter of pro wrestling here, we saw people we know who are wrestlers, promoters, podcasters, designers, whatever, right, Basil? Like who upped their game. It's like they found success that they weren't getting previously, and they found ways to carve it out.
The like my personal opinion is so many people slowed down that certain people rose to the occasion
Yeah,
who
absolutely.
might not have gotten that shot before.
Absolutely. The So many people found the opening, right? And where, yeah, you're right. Other people slowed down. And it's crazy because you're like, man, I'm shocked. Some people did, but then everybody had a personal take on this whole thing. But I'm so, I look at guys like I think of Mance, for example. Mance worked his ass off during this whole thing, like branding himself, working where he could. He's one that comes to mind because he was still consistent during this time.
Yeah.
The Impact teams. I mean, but that way, Impact, AEW, WWE. I mean, the big three obviously had more resources, but they charged on, man. These guys charged on it and did a lot to keep you. Think about the content we got from the big three. It's like we got weekly shows with no interruptions during that time. That to me
Yeah.
is mind boggling.
Yeah,
So
they were trying to do a lot of stuff to keep the audience's attention. I mean, they had to because I mean, think about this, AEW has gone a longer period of time technically without full fans than
mhm.
they had fans. They
Yeah,
were only up for about October, November, December.
6 months
It was
roughly.
January, February. Dude, it was 5.5 months
Hmm.
they had with fans. And
Not a
now
lot.
they've gone almost 14. I mean, they've had fans at shows and like Revolution had like 1,500, but like we know they can do 10,000. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So,
It's and for indies especially, I think that's where the challenge was. Speaking from AAW, the interesting thing was like, how do we keep something going? So we gave away matches. We did some broadcasts on Twitch. Um, we released content. I was out. We were going in the vault, releasing photos. Luckily, we had 3 shows during the latter part of the year where we could pull some new content. So we got new photos and video that we could pump out. But we were, you have to be creative. We kept the brand alive during a dead period, and it's like you have to be creative. And I was proud that I was a part of that. The AAW team was a part of, at least pumped out a few t-shirts, whatever. It's like whatever you can put out, just do it and like just keep the ball moving. But a lot didn't. A lot didn't do anything. And it makes you wonder why not, right? Like why was it just they didn't have the will to do it? Was there no initiative to do it? Did anybody not push for it and on their teams? Like why not utilize the time?
I
So
think there was a lot of people who were also they had family situations that they didn't want to risk.
yeah,
I mean, there was just a mix of everything. So,
my big thing is, and I recommend this to any independent artist in wrestling band, whatever. During these kind of times, when you're down, any down periods, be it
yeah.
COVID or whatever, your best bet is to make your catalog work for you. That's like you have material, photos, videos, whatever. Make that shit work for you because that's yours. You own it. So it's like, you know what? Uh Fucking whatever. Drew Galloway's had a match on TV and so and so, whatever. You know what? Hey, here's like Impact did it. They were great at it, right? Drew Galloway and Bobby Lashley. It's like boom, here's a fucking match. Here's the free match where they did it at Slammiversary 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And people are like, damn, that's fucking savage. But it's like, it's it's your catalog. It's like, make it work. We, independents, we were putting that stuff out too. Like somebody, I think, oh my God, Elena Black debuted on TV, or she debuted, she went to WWE. It's like, we put her
Yeah.
match out. We're like, cool, here's her match. She just had a month ago.
Yep.
Get to know what that style. We have the material. Let's use it. Why not?
Exactly. Why not?
Just
You
be
got it.
creative. But a lot of them don't, man. A lot of the indies don't do that though. They don't use the catalog, and that blows my
Yeah.
mind. It's like they tape it, they deliver a show. It's like, cool, it's on High Spots, it's on IWTV. Cool, we're good. We'll see you next month.
Yeah. I saw Alpha One doing a lot of like showing off old stuff.
That's what you
And
got to do. Yeah.
I
Who else
mean,
did it? You didn't think of anybody else?
Warrior. They did the best of packages.
Warrior did the best though. Yeah, commending them because they never. They were all, and that was one I remember talking to Steve. I was like, I'm shocked you don't pump your material more with the names you've brought in. So I was glad to see they did something with it because it was like a 4-hour best of broadcast, right? They did like a live or
They
something.
did
Like,
they did like a whole month worth.
yeah, but you got to do it, right? You have the stuff. Um, I'm shocked Freelance didn't do anything like that though.
Yeah.
Like it kind of blew my mind because they have what they've been around. What are they at? Like 6 years now? 7 years?
Who?
Freelance?
Freelance, yeah, 7, 8 years or something like that.
I
I
mean,
think
yeah,
maybe.
they got a lot of material. I did not see anything coming out of Freelance. Just talking Chicago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like surprised that they didn't pump anything out.
They were doing
Uh,
a few. They were doing a few things at the beginning of
in the beginning,
quarantine.
yeah, you're right. And then it kind of slowed down. Hmm. But you got, yeah. I mean, that's one thing. But I'm glad. I'm glad we know AAW. Speaking from myself, my team, we were able to keep that out, and that's why I encourage any fans, if you are a fan of like the big three television products in the U.S. at least, you got to support the independents too. Like at least even if it's just a follow on a social media,
Yeah.
it helps. And honestly, it doesn't cost you anything, right, to follow a social media of an independent. But just check them out. Good to know where your future TV talent's coming from.
Yeah.
But that means the world to an independent. So don't hesitate to ever check out an independent and support their numbers. They're doing a broadcast on YouTube or a premiere. It's like, go check them out. Just watch it. Throw it on even. Just see what you like, what you don't like. Because that stuff really does set the tone for the future. Another one, who never gets talked about is Ring of Honor. They did a lot too during this. They shut down for a bit. For a long time, actually. But then when they came back real hard, I remember. But nobody talks about them anymore, unfortunately.
It's not the same hype that they used to have.
No. It's a more cult following now, if anything.
Yeah.
I wonder why, though. What do you think it is with Ring of Honor? They're putting out a solid, clean product. But it's like nobody cares enough anymore. I'm like shocked. And I'm personally, I never get around to it. And I downloaded their app. And I was like, well, check it out. I started one of the shows. I was in the middle of something. I was going to come back to it. But it's a real clean, nicely done show. But it's just like nobody talks about him. How about in the chat? Does anybody watch Ring of Honor regularly? I'm curious if anybody's watching Ring of Honor anymore. But have you checked them out in a while?
I've watched a few shows. It's just, do you know what it is? It's just there's so much wrestling.
So much, man.
And the thing is, like, I come home and I have to edit a ton of shows. So I have to rewatch these matches technically a couple times over when I'm going through these photos. And then I try to watch I try to watch randomly what I can, but I can't just watch wrestling 24/7.
No,
so
some people can though.
No, I know. There's some people that can, but like
Yeah.
I need to give my mind, my eyes like a mental break.
Oh, for sure. For sure. There's only so much like commentary you can hear.
The one thing I did watch with ROH was the Pure Tournament.
That I heard got him a little blip back on the radar.
Pure Tournament was very entertaining.
I heard it was done well. I heard it was done really well. Who ended up winning? I didn't pay attention. Who ended up winning?
Whatchamacallit, Gresham.
Oh, Gresham's a champion. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Gresham's pure champion.
Nice. He's very good, by the way. Jordan Grace's husband, but he is very, very good. I love the mask, by the way. The octopus is cool. But he's a very solid wrestler.
I love Gresham. Like I want I just want Gresham to wrestle everybody. Like there's so many. I want to see another Gresham versus. I want to see Gresham versus Josh Alexander. When we had Gresham versus Shelley at Warrior, that was oh my god, that was so good.
Yeah, he's at a cult following, right? Because he's on a smaller show right now. But that guy is good, man. He ever aside from Warrior, he never worked any other Chicago Indies, did he? He never worked anywhere even nearby Chicago at all. Like we never saw him coming up, did we?
He might have done freelance.
Oh, really?
He's
gonna Google it now.
Nah, I'm good. Gotta go cage match.
Cage match, guys. If you guys aren't using cage match, it's like the Bible for independent wrestling or just wrestling stats.
Yeah.
But no, but one thing I wish, and this is manpower, but going back to independence and content, it's one of the things where I wished the independents had the manpower to do things like if somebody's like, and like I know Garrett at Impact is fantastic at this, but if you see a guy on TV, like I would love. So like there's 80 people on the WWE roster who from AAW. And I'm like, man, I would release a photo or a clip, a match clip every time one of those sons of bitches are on TV.
In 2014, he had a match against Eddie Kingston at AAW. Chaos Theory 2014 in Berwyn.
Gresham did?
Yeah.
He wrestled AAW. It's a year before I started working. I was at the show.
2014 Chaos Theory Berwyn Eagles Club.
Go figure.
10-minute match.
Who won? Eddie?
Yeah.
Go figure. I was at the show. Clearly, I was at that show,
Let me
but
see. No freelance.
that's so funny. He wrestled. I gotta ask Danny about that. That's
He's
crazy.
had 2 Warrior wrestling matches. Once against Daga, and then later in the same year against Shelly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. I didn't even know, but he was so young back then. 2014.
I know.
Talking 7 years ago, man. That's crazy. Like, I'm sure he's evolved a lot since.
Okay, no Resistance Pro. Just double checking.
Did he?
No.
Oh my god, Resistance Pro. Did you hear this? Oh my god, dude. Side
What?
note. So anybody doesn't know in the chat, Resistance Pro was a Chicago promotion.
Was.
Was
Oh no,
that-
technically I think they are again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll talk about it in a second. But they Matt Span was only 7 years old when that match happened, by the way.
bro. I was 7 in 2014. What
That's
the
awesome.
fuck? Fuck you.
I can be his dad. I'm like old enough to be his father. That's crazy. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, oh,
But
damn.
Resistance Pro was a promotion in Chicago, which was owned by these 2 guys, and Billy Corgan was an investor and like creative director on. A lot of what you saw in NWA recently started at Resistance Pro, including like Josephus, who recently passed away. Still did a lot in Resistance Pro. They came out with a huge bang, and then they fizzled very fast. And then Billy left, and then the other 2 guys got really pissed. There was a lot of heat with Billy. They kept trying to go. It got to be pathetic. Did you see Basil? One of the former the owners, they're like these brothers, right? He doesn't even live in Chicago anymore, but apparently when NWA announced Back for the Attack, he puts up a post how he's going to sue Billy because Back for the Attack was the name of a Resistance Pro show back in the day. But the funny thing is, Back for the Attack is the name of a Dokken album from 87 or 89, 87. So it's like,
Hey man, you stole this idea that I stole. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna sue you.
you can't sue Billy Corgan for a name you stole.
My favorite thing is indie wrestling trends. Like it was like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was on this like 8-bit train and making all their posters look like 8-bit video games or some shit.
Oh my god, that
It
was
so
ridiculous.
annoying. Like one person did it and then a bunch. And then thank God Mandalorian happened during quarantine. Because we probably would have gotten Baby Yoda themed fucking wrestling shows.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus, but
Billy
no,
has a lot of heat with everyone. Jesus.
he doesn't though. Like it's these guys got so bitter that he pulled out of the promotion. I mean, who knows? I don't. What is more of that story? But all they do is take shots at Billy now, like online. It's like, you guys aren't even a real promotion anymore. Like, what are you even talking about?
Dude,
Like
the promotion, like, it's like some like junky hardcore wrestling type promotion now that wrestles at. They're at the Summit
Park District, I think.
That Summit Park, yeah, the Summit Park
But
District.
not even, right? Like barely running, like once a year, twice a year now.
Well,
They run a show.
I don't know now.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even real anymore. So it's like,
Because I remember seeing like a photo from the show, and I there was like it felt like 30 people were there maybe.
I'll tell you what though, their first, I want to say maybe 8 to 10 shows were bangers. I'm not gonna lie.
Those were good shows. I
Like-
remember those. Those were what was the venue?
It was at Excalibur nightclub downtown.
Excalibur, that's what it was.
But the thing was, it wasn't like they were amazing book, but they were a fun scene because Excalibur was like Fight Club. There's no seating.
Dude,
it was
and
tiers.
The balcony view, if you were able to get a balcony view, that was so dope.
It was I mean, imagine a wrestling show at a nightclub, like an old ass like historic building in Chicago.
And they were late shows. These were not.
That was fun. It was a party.
It was definitely a party. There was drinking, and then basically they wanted you to like party afterwards and shit like that. It was fun.
Yeah, so it was different. It was like something weird and unique, and I was like, it was for the time especially. And I remember I used to work down not far away. I would literally walk to the shows from work, and it was so like out there. And I was like, this is cool. It's different. And then it just fizzled fast, man. But I got to
Oh,
meet.
dude.
Yeah. You go to those? Did you go to like Salvador shows?
Yeah, and then I remember when David Boy Smith Jr. just like, yeah, I'm not champion anymore. Here's your title. I'm mailing it back.
He FedExed their title
He
back. That's right.
FedExed the title back, and I was just like, the hell is this shit?
That's when it really went downhill.
And then my favorite part with the new Resistance Pro is that they put like stickers over the old logo with the new logo.
Oh my god!
Like it was like straight up vinyl stickers, and I was like, oh god.
Okay.
Because they still technically have the world heavyweight title as their championship, and they just put a big old R in there.
You know what I remember?
Huh.
Is that their women's title belt? Do you remember how obnoxiously huge the women's title belt was?
I need to find it now.
Pull that up, man, and do a share screen. Their women's title belt is the most obnoxiously gigantic belt I've ever seen.
It was so.
It's
dude, okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I got the tag team. Oh, here's okay. Hold on.
Yeah, what do you got? What do you got?
I'm a screen share just a second. Give me. Jesus Christ, this is so bad.
It's terrible, dude. Terrible.
So
Yeah,
bad.
check this out. This is.
Wait to screen share. Okay, so first.
Hold on, let me pull it in. You got it. You want me to share it now? Tell me when you're ready. I'm gonna put this up.
So here. So this is the men's title,
which is literally just the world heavyweight championship.
Like it's the world heavyweight championship with a big old R in the middle, and you can see. Look at this. Look at Billy. Billy's like,
oh yeah, Rhino was there too.
I got the ECW championship.
That's right.
And then these were the tag titles, which were actually pretty cool.
Not bad. The
design of the tag titles, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
This women's championship. Hold on.
The first one, the other one you pulled up.
Okay, there we go.
Look at the size of this fucking belt, man.
Ginormous. But the thing
Can you
is,
expand that picture? Can you make squared circle party, man? Those are old days.
Pull that up. Circle party.
Pull this up because the people want to see this.
Hold on.
This was, guys, I'm telling you, like they were putting this on women who like Melanie Cruz, I think, had it, right? That's Melanie right there, right?
Oh, yeah.
But like they had smaller champions who were just like this belt engulfed them.
Cheerleader Melissa.
I love cheerleader. Look at this fucking belt, man. Holy shit.
It's so ginormous.
And I swear the picture doesn't do it even justice. It takes up half of her body.
It's just ridiculous.
And keep in mind, part of that is draped over the photo you guys are looking at. Part of that's draped over her shoulder too.
Dude, this is so old school. Oh my god, Billy.
Vicious Circle. I went to that show. Vicious Circle. Holy shit.
It's
Jay Bradley.
Jay Bradley.
God. So this is like for people.
This was the scene. Like it looked dope. Like it had high quality photography.
Mm-hmm.
It had this was like their, oh my god.
Oh, they had a Warriors poster. That's right. Yeah. But like they went in right. They even did like
look at these look at that badass poster.
It was cool. I'm telling you, it's such an underrated, like for what the good of it was underrated. But it fizzled so quick.
I know that ring. We all know that ring.
Is that the ring? The Chicago ring?
That's that Chicago ring. We all know that fucking ring.
I mean, like I said, they went in. They lost their direction quick.
What shocks me really quick is look at how regardless of the stupid size of it, look at how creative these belts were.
It's true. I'll give you that.
Why was this?
Yeah, like the world title, like you just use the World Heavyweight Championship and put a sticker on it.
Giant Stars, the Chicago Stars, because this is after CM Punk, so everybody embraced the Chicago Stars in wrestling when it happened there. And then the little extra on the side plates here, but it was just
oh, click on that one right there, Basil. Like underneath the Rhino picture in the results, there's the women's title down to the left.
This one,
right there. Click that.
Yeah, that one.
It's so gigantic. But they went in with the right.
Reminds me of It reminds me of the New South Championship.
Oh my gosh! Wow. But it was an experience. Like I said, they brought in some names and they lost direction fast. The men's title. What do you mean? That's a very never seen.
Matt Spain, the men's title. What do you mean? That's a very original. Never seen a title like that
Yeah,
before.
exactly. Seriously, it's like everybody uses
My
that now.
my absolute favorite indie titles are just knockoff versions of like the WWE championships.
Oh my god, and sticker over them.
And then when there was like some promotion that had the Intercontinental X Division title, you know which one I'm and,
Like a fusion title between the two.
well, no, it's the I call that X Division title the Intercontinental
Oh,
X
I thought it was
Division
like an
champ.
intercontinental
No,
X Division champion.
no. I just call it because it looks like the Attitude Era uh Intercontinental Championship, and it's
Oh, okay.
so that X Division title is so ugly. And I remember I went up,
Oh, that's
I was
yeah,
talking
that
with
one.
TJ. I was like, I was like, is this the only time you held the championship? And he was like, yeah, when I was Asmanic. I was like, how did it feel to hold the ugliest looking X Division title?
The circular title. Yeah.
The new one that he held recently before he lost it to Ace was really nice. I
The
like
new
that
one
one.
was almost a play on the original in a sense, in a way. Like it had.
More of a play on the one that not the NWA one,
Mhm.
but the one that like Aries held a lot, Saban held a
That classic one, like the
the one with the
real.
big red X, not the NWA one, but the circular one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm trying to
That's what I
remember
feel like the current one's more of a play on. Like
that.
it's more of a refined version of that.
Good
So
call. But that's Resistance Pro. I don't know how we delved into that,
yeah, the
but
Warrior. Do you know what the Warrior wrestling titles Matt was talking about? Those are actually designed by Robert Ego Anthony.
you told me he didn't even make one of them.
He made both of them.
He made both of them. But he's like a
Yeah.
welder or something. What does he do?
Mm.
He just does it in his spare time, just welding belts. Ego Anthony, technically the first AAW champion.
Yeah.
Technically,
Did we ever find that title?
he has it. He said he found it in his basement. Oh no! Sorry, Danny has the original belt, but Ego found an original photo of the win that was always
Okay.
lost. But here's the weird thing. I actually did find out there were two. So if you ever look up AAW's like heavyweight title history, it starts with egotistic Ego, right?
Yeah.
It always starts with him. Technically, there were two reigns before him, and it was Tony Scarpone and then him again. It was him, Scarpone, then him back. The first two are never acknowledged, but I was able to pinpoint the dates on them, and I totally lost. I didn't write them down. I had them in a text, but there's two like unrecorded changes that never get put out. But I did find a photo of the Scarpone one, but I never had the Ego one. But he says he has it, so I'm gonna try to get that and then hopefully correct all the cage match and everything. Like add these two like
have
phantom,
fun.
yeah, right. Have these two phantom reigns go in there and like see what happens.
And there's no video or anything from that?
No, because that's before Danny's time. There's a couple of lost tapes that we have to scale through and see if it's on any of them. I was able to get the dates, like I said, of the second one for sure. And Danny we think we have it, so we just
Run
have to.
Houston first. Why the hell would we run in Houston first?
Because they don't got shit in Houston.
Mark was saying AAW better run Houston first.
Austin, if anything, Mark. We love Austin.
Austin, bro.
Austin's
Bro, do you know how
awesome.
beautiful Austin is?
We had such a great time. Austin was a
Oh,
party, man.
dude,
God.
when the two times that all of us went, those were oh my god, those were so fun.
God, I loved it, man. Salt Lake and Austin. God, that was an amazing
Salt
time.
Lake was so good.
Thought we were gonna die on the way over there because on the way
Because
back.
Danny's driving.
Well, he drove like a maniac. Who sat in the front on the way down there? I'm trying to remember. Was it Rob? Rob did. Rob did. And on the way back, I'll never forget this. On the way back, everybody piles in the back seat, and I was like, "Shit!" You guys sit in front. I'm like, "Fuck
we
that."
we all were just like, nope.
Dude, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack with this bastard driving. I was like, "What the hell?" Yeah, it was scary. I mean, Salt Lake's like an hour away from the goddamn city, though, which is funny. But yeah, totally worth it.
Totally.
Austin for sure. Austin is a great town. Had a lot of fun there. Hopefully, we go back
Hopefully.
once things get back going. But yeah, man. I mean, not to have to drag on too much, but yeah, that's it. Things are coming back. It's fun to reminisce. But yeah, I mean, check out some. Good.
Yeah, no, what I'm just saying is like take advantage of whatever anytime you ever have an opportunity, just take advantage of it. Even if you fail, it's better to fail and know than to not even try. Because I failed a
especially in art and
shit ton,
entertainment.
dude. Especially if there's like I can literally be fired from AEW tomorrow for all I know, and hey, I gave it a shot. Like I
Yeah, yeah.
tried. Like you know what I mean?
You have to try. What the hell, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to give it a shot. Like what the? You have nothing to lose in trying that, and especially
No,
with wrestling. There's enough places where you can go if you fall on your face in one. There's enough promotions. You're like, cool, that didn't work out. I'll try this place. Um, but just make friends. The key in pro wrestling and indie wrestling, especially, I notice, is to make as many connections as you can
communication is so important,
and
and
professional communication. That's the big thing. Like, how many poorly written messages have you seen? Like ones that are just like, "Hey, y'all want to wrestle for you?
oh, dude, those were the best.
Let me get that match, bro."
When I used to help run the AAW Twitter account, I would just send these like random things because I would go through the message requests and I
Yeah, oh
was
my
like, I just
god.
want to find the shittiest messages ever, and I
I
would
gotta
just
share one with
said,
you when you're done.
huh?
I gotta share a story with you when you're done
Oh,
about this.
okay. And I was just like, there was just like one that says, "Hey, I want to wrestle," and I was just like, "What?" I was like, "No," and I just deleted that one. It was so bad. I was like, "No, you don't
I,
even deserve a
I got
shot."
I got the best one for you.
Okay.
I got the best one. Some guy messages AAW and he's like, "I need your help, sir. Please. Seth Rollins is my brother, and I need you to help me
Oh
connect with
yeah,
him."
I remember that. I remember that.
And this guy's like, "Please give him. I need his phone number. He's my long lost brother. I need to call him." And I'm like, "You can message his account or his training school's account and ask. We can't give that information out. Why won't you help me, sir? He's my brother, and I'm trying to connect with him, and I want to be with my brother. Please just give me his number. Why won't you help?" Then I start getting like angry. Like, why won't you help me? Why wouldn't you give me his number? I just told you I'm his brother. I'm like, oh, I guess in that case, sure. Here's his fucking address too. Like the guy, he was nonstop. Like, I'm desperate. He's
He
my
needs to
brother
link
and I
up with
love
that.
him.
He needs to link up with that German weirdo that like gets all the wrestlers' addresses and shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That guy who somehow gets their address. That's creepy, man.
It's so bad.
Paul has a question for you in the chat. He wants to know if you ever work for
The
the
E.
E.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
And
No, honestly, I'm not opposed to anything long term.
Cash is green, right?
Cash is very green. I love cash. But right now, like if in all honesty, if they were to call me tomorrow, I'd say no.
There you go.
I'm not
There's your
saying in the future I would say no, but as of this moment right now, no. I love where I'm at. I worked very hard to get here. This was a goal of mine. That I don't say my goals out loud too much, but Trent knew this was a goal.
Yeah. He said this a while ago. This was a big
Yeah.
one.
This was the big goal. Like I don't put out my goals out in the open. I believe like when you say it, it doesn't happen. I'm one of those. So it's possible, but right now it's not even a thought to be at WWE.
And I guess it's not even on the radar. You're busy where you're at right now. So like what the hell? So but yeah. But that's I mean, I guess nothing much more to say, right, Basil? We can kind of close out here
No,
with
I
this one.
mean it'll be good week. There'll be a lot of vlog content on Julian's vlog
Cool, man.
that
And you're
will
going
happen
down tomorrow?
tomorrow, and actually found out that he's on the same connecting flight because he connects in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason last time we weren't on the same plane is because he had to fly separately to keep because they wanted to keep it like kayfabed.
Mm-hmm.
So he flew like super early in the day, but I was like one of the few people who knew. So it's just like, damn it, I wish you were on our flight. Cause me and Colt fly. Actually, Colt flew in on Saturday. I flew by myself that Friday before Revolution.
Okay.
It was weird, but it's usually me and Colt flying together. But now we get Ethan on our we'll get Ethan on our flights.
Show me some
So
vlog on Delta
on
where you guys fly.
yeah. So United takes care of us.
There you go. Cool, man. Well, let's get our plugs in here. Let's start wrapping this up. But
Let's do it. We already talked for an hour. What the
we did.
hell?
So yeah, closing thought. Just go, guys. There's indies coming back. Subscribe to their Twitches, their YouTubes. Watch the content. That's all you can do. It's a hard to restart the wheel. So let's help all the indies kind of get going again. But
Yeah, support. If you still don't feel safe to go to a show, try to get the show. Watch it on IWTV Live or High Spots or Fight. Do what you can. Not saying don't. I'm not telling you to stretch yourself thin or anything, but like that. But like, do what you can within your means. If you still want to support wrestling and you don't feel safe going to a show yet, or you haven't gotten your vaccine yet, just do what you can.
yeah,
So it makes a huge difference for a lot of these wrestlers that because indie wrestling was doing so well, a lot of them did quit their shoot jobs before the pandemic.
true.
So
Yeah, just let's help out where we can. On that note, AAW Pro is broadcasting alive for free on April 3rd. So AAW Pro on
it's
Twitch, free on Twitch, April 3rd. We're
wow,
looking
no fight.
no fight for this one. We're just getting back. We're going to tape. We're taping 3 that day. We're taping a bunch of shit, and the first one, the one that's going to have matches announced and everything, that's going to be free on Twitch. So go sub on Twitch, AAW Pro. If you guys are watching on Twitch, do it real quick right now so you can be ready in 2 weeks to watch that. So, but yeah, that's going to do it for that. Let's get our plugs in here. Basil, where can they follow you? You'll be at AEW this week, so you won't be online too much, but
No.
what can they do?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BZ. That's a B, 2 E's, 4 Z's, and a Y. Photos can be found on my Twitter, Instagram, AEW social medias. Watch Dark tomorrow. That's at 7/6 Central and YouTube, and then Dynamite at 8/7 Central on TNT. And where could they find you, Trent?
You guys can get me at Transberry on Twitter. Also, the Total Nonstop Impact podcast, which is We Talk Impact, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We are the post show for Impact and Access TV. So as soon as Impact goes off the air, the whole team gets up. We got the post show, full show breakdown. We get guests like every week now. Surprise guest tomorrow. We'll be announcing it tomorrow morning. So stay tuned to We Talk Impact on Twitter. Surprise guest who's going to be announced. We had this month alone, we had Willie Mack, Jake something, Adam Thornstowe. We have Michael Cavaccini, who's the author of the new TNA book coming up. He's coming on next week. Another guest coming on tomorrow. So we've literally had like so many to the roster. So this is the place. So we'll be live again tomorrow night. This show at the BSB show, Twitter and Facebook. On Instagram, it's the Backstage Boys Pod. Give us a follow on all the social medias, guys. Just type in Backstage Boys Podcast, comes right up. Audio, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. Rate, review, and subscribe, guys. Twitch.tv/ The BSB Show, YouTube.com/The BSB Show, and ProWrestlingTees.com/Backstage Boys. So go ahead and pick yourself up a t-shirt, including the One of the Dead t-shirt, the comic book design. It is up on Pro Wrestling Tees. No current sales, but pick one up anyway. Pay full price. It's no big deal. But anything else, Basil? I think we're good.
No.
All right, guys, check it out. AAW Pro, Warrior Wrestling, Freelance, Zello. I mean, just support the independents. I mean, we're all trying to restart the wheel a little bit right now, but I'll be at AAW Pro April 3rd, guys. Go check that out. It's the Alive series, AAW Alive. Subscribe on Twitch at AAW Pro. It's going to be broadcasting for free. It's great. It's going to be an awesome show. A lot of Impact talent, great indie talent. So go connect with that and then watch us, and then we'll go from there. Well, let's get this ball moving again. But I think that's going to do it, right, Basil?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we will talk to you next week. If Basil's not too burned out from AEW stuff, we'll maybe try to line up a guest. We'll see. We almost had a guest today, almost. Maybe we'll get him next week. We'll see what happens.
We should book him for next week.
Let's book him for next week.
Next week.
Next week. We haven't done the next week.
We haven't done the next week in a minute.
When are we going to have that guest, Basil?
Next week.
Next week it is. All right, guys, this has been episode 86. Thanks for hanging out. Good crowd in the chat today. Very interactive. Thank you guys.
Awesome. We love how you guys were all super interactive on
Very
this chat
much.
today. You guys were all talking amongst each other. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Keep that going, guys. Thank you guys very much for hanging. Keep the talk going. Share the show. Share the podcast. You know any other Chicago wrestling fans, let them know. Check the show out. We talk, and then once shows start coming back, we get more in depth. Like right now, it's kind of bare bones a little bit. Once shows coming back, then we get into the nitty gritty of all the stuff, the production, what goes on behind the scenes, the inside out of the whole thing, making it happen. That's what this show was built on. We just happen to not have that this last year, so like we've been really kind of tight on content in that sense.
We've been trying to do what we can for
yeah,
you guys.
That's it. So. But check it out, guys. Go to the back catalog. The whole full back catalog is on YouTube and SoundCloud and all the podcast forums. So go listen to some old stuff too. Check it all out. But that's going to do it for us, guys. This has been episode 86. We will talk to you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Talk to you later.
Bye.
See ya.